In Cities Skylines 2, parking isn't just about plopping down a few random parking lots. It's the backbone of mobility, the secret to unclogged roads, and even the key to happier, more productive citizens. Too little parking and your streets could become a traffic nightmare. Too much parking and your city risks drowning in a sea of concrete. Stick around and I'll show you why parking should be more than just an afterthought. It's a fantastic tool to build better cities, and trust me, your citizens will thank you. If you do enjoy my videos, then please leave a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe for more Cities Skylines 2 goodness, and then grab a cup of tea and sit back as we dive into the importance of parking. So here we are back in New Brewburgh, and we are approaching over 150,000 residents. Very quickly we will be there. So we want to make sure that our parking, our transit, our schools, everything is up to scratch. And today we're going to concentrate on the parking. Now we do have an in-game tool that we can use to see how much parking is available. If we click on the roads tab up here, we get an overall graph or a little bar here that tells us how much parking we have, the capacity, how many apart, and what is free as well, and also the income that we're making from these, because obviously you know you can charge. Let's just pick a little car park here like this one, a parking fee, which I don't always do, but sometimes I do, depending on whether I remember or not. Now, when you zoom out and take an overview of your city, we've got the colors here, which are basically the road condition. So that isn't anything to do with the parking. That will be to do with your maintenance depots, your maintenance vehicles, and that sort of thing. There really isn't anything that tells us whether there is parking lacking in an area. We just have to go via these figures up here. So like me, probably most of you will build a certain area and think, yeah, they're probably going to need some extra parking near there, or it looks nice, I'll add a parking lot in. Here we go, this is one we were looking at, because this building is going to have inside it a lot of people. What have we got? 96 households in there, 96 in there, so a couple of hundred. I mean, that really isn't enough parking for all of them, but you get the idea. And we've got these parking lots down here because we've got all of these shops and things. So that's generally how we do it, but we're not sort of taking anything really into consideration other than we need this amount of parking, this is the amount that we've got, and that's it. As to where they're spread out, it's a bit harder to see whether it's in a good area or not. What I'm going to use is a mod that's just been added to the workshop, Parking Monitor. Now, this mod is by mattswarthout. It's in beta, so you can go and check that out, or beta, however you want to say that. And this is the information that it gives to you. Now, when you first start your game, if you haven't changed any of the settings in your pause menu, the parking monitor will be running. So it's constantly checking how many parking places you've got, how many vehicles are trying to park, how many vehicles are looking for parking. And this is very useful information. How does it work? Well, we'll pop up on the screen what the mod maker says themselves. The mod monitors the destination of each vehicle. If a vehicle has a parking spot on its route and its parking spot changes without the passenger's final destination changing, it counts a failed parking attempt. We'll explain that in a second. A vehicle is considered looking for parking if it has at least one failed parking attempt. So that's the figure that we see up the top here, vehicles looking for parking. So these have basically failed to park at the moment, and we've got some extra information down here we'll look at. So if we imagine a vehicle is, say, leaving this house here and wanting to come and park over here, and the game's crashed. Yay! No idea why that happened. We're back. Yeah, so somebody goes from this house and wants to park up here somewhere. On the way there, someone else takes their parking spot, or you delete the parking, or it burns down or something like that. That is a failed parking attempt, and that is what we're seeing up here. The vehicle's looking for parking, they're failing, they're not able to find what they want to do, so it counts as a fail. They will keep looking, but then that starts to cause traffic and things like that. We also have active parking. If we just switch that over, it changes this figure down the bottom here. So failed parking splits it up via each district. So I can actually click on these and just make them smaller so we can see a total. So the lot count that we've got in here, failed parking attempts for active trips. So we've got quite a few in Autumn Meadows. If we do active parking, that will give us no districts. We need to check the no district, because obviously I've drawn a district somewhere and missed a little area. So we can see here we've got the active vehicles planning to park per location. So Autumn Meadows again, super busy, which you can understand because that is this area here. If we just open this up, there we go. Autumn Meadows, very big area, very high density area. So lots of parking going on in there. Just to show you, if we go into the game options and we scroll down to parking monitor, there we go. We can have this active, inactive, stopped or paused when the game starts. I've got it on active because that's what I'm doing. You might not always want it to be active all the time. You might want to have it paused or stopped, and then you can turn it on manually yourself. You've got the district sorting order, that is obvious, and then how many rows for these two items in the mod itself. I've left those in the default. So let's maybe check out some of the options that we've got here, see what's going on and how we can use this mod to help us. So we can see this 2-lane road here is popping up quite a bit. These are the IDs. So actually they're they're different 2-lane roads. Let's close that one down. I want to take Autumn Meadows. I'm just going to pause that so it stops jumping around and we'll take a look. So we can click on this tiny parking lot. There we go. It pops that up and then we can focus on that one and it takes us right to where we were looking. Funny enough. There we go. Excellent. So this little tiny parking lot here, we just close a little pop-up window. Lots of people have tried to come and park in there. And as we can see, it is full. So we've had a couple of failed parking attempts. And if we maybe sort of look around at what we've got going on here, it's right by a school, overloaded with students, right by a lot of buildings that are very full up. So this area down here is actually right by our new area that we were building. I think it was last episode before. We could do with a lot more parking here. Now, what I would like to see, if the mod maker ever happens to see this video, is the ability to actually click on a parking lot and to see that information in here. How many failed attempts have come here? Because if we look at this parking lot, it was actually empty. So they may have had that fail and then come over here and parked. They may have headed down the road and headed off. Yeah, I think that's right. It's been a long day. Somewhere else was the end of that sentence. But we do have spaces here, so we could click on here and see how many people have failed, and that would be interesting information. But definitely, this area, I would say, would need new parking. Is there anywhere else that's sort of nearby? Let's just take a look at what else we've got. So that's all the way over there. The third one is over here. Yeah, so maybe nothing that's too close. So obviously, people are coming trying to park on a road and failing. Yeah, that's the other side of this area, but we get the idea anyway. So maybe let's add a little bit of extra parking down here. So what I'm thinking I might do is just sort of switch this up a bit. We're going to delete these paths and these other parking lots there, and also that one. And we're going to make use of this little lot that we've got left over. We could nearly destroy the school. We could get rid of those trees. And I'm going to use this one, the small parking building. And that fits in there absolutely perfectly. Cost us 40,000, that's fine. And that gives us a whole load of extra parking. Also, don't forget the parking fee will make a big difference as well. Somebody's already going up the top there with his caravan. Excellent. Thank you for popping that in your pocket, because that would have been really bad blocking that. Yeah, so the parking fee, they may not want to park there if it's too expensive. I'm going to just drop that down to a couple of cents, and we can have 42 parked vehicles in there now, which I think will be very helpful. Excellent. That looks like that is going well to me. So what I might just do actually is we're going to zoom out, and we had some problems with parking up over in this area as well. Now, as this is right on the edge here, I think we can use some of our parking lot roads to help us out. I've set this going again so it can keep account of what's going on. We'll just close that down. To be honest, I've not actually felt it causing any problems with my game or slowing the game down or anything like that. So I'm going to take some angled parking. We're going to upgrade. Yeah, we've got space to stick this out, so we can actually add parking on both sides. Let's just pop it in and take a look. Do I want parking on both sides? I mean, we don't have to. Having it right outside the shops would be good. But I mean, again, there's a lot of people living here. So yeah, why not? Let's upgrade this area and we can help this out as well. I'm doing this without Anarchy on. Yeah, looks like that might cause a little problem over there. I'm going to add Anarchy on just for that one. That one there, I don't think I'm going to add parking into that one there. That's fine. And that's going to mess the trees up. So we'll leave that one, but we might take it around this side. Oh, darn it. I destroyed the house anyway. Whoops. Yeah, hopefully somebody else will move in there. They probably won't because it's a weird block shape now. So I'll tell you what we'll do is we're going to pause the game. We're going to delete that. We're going to grab the picker. Can I fit something small in there? I can. Let's just pop Anarchy on. Get that facing the right way. How's that looking? Yep, looking absolutely fine. So hopefully that will help this little area over here with parking a little bit. We've carried it on along there. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. That can easily be done in other areas as well where there's particularly high-rise buildings. But we'll see. We'll let the mod run a little bit and we'll see where maybe another area needs it. And also, to jump into here, Autumn Meadows is definitely top of the list for problems with parking. Let me just scroll down a bit. I mean, we've got like the odd one here and there. Birdsong Mills has only got a couple. I mean, let's just double check. Oops, thought that was going to let me jump to that. Let's just pick a road and jump to it that way. Yeah, Birdsong Mills. I was going to check whether it was only a very small area because you might find on very small areas, even a problem with one would be an issue. But there are lots of other parking spots. I mean, well, I say that it's getting pretty crammed and people are, you can easily see a parking all the way up these roads up here. So actually maybe a proper parking lot area in here would be good. I'm just looking at this little spot here, not too far away from the main built up area. Maybe we could do something with this. There we go, and with the use of the new parking lot roads and just sort of attaching those together, we've got a nice little parking area here with also a park, a couple of path connections, one of the little pocket parks as well, and we've got loads of spaces left over, and as we can see, all the cars are heading in, which is fantastic. I've just removed all the crossings on the end here, so on this end road, so we've just got one at either end, which seems a lot safer with all the cars coming and going. And we've just put some nice linden pines on the road. And I just think that looks really good and a practical use of the space as well. Fantastic. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit and we'll take a look at our parking monitor. It's been running for a while now. Autumn Meadows, again, is got a lot of problems. 109. Spread all over the place. This road here is jumping out at me. 10, almost 10 failed. Parking. Right. So this is the parking road that I believe we made this one in Road Builder. Lots of parking spaces, but all filled up along here. Lots of people wanting parking, and obviously with this area with the high rise we can understand that, so maybe we need to find a spot in here where we need to upgrade some parking. And I'm looking at this little surface parking lot over here. It's close enough to here that I think we could delete this and replace this. And I think with the lot size that we've got here, sorry, you are going to go. Oh, darn it, I had this turned on. Let's delete the whole thing. Yep, there we go. We are going to pick this one here, the multi-level parking building. I think that was going to be far too big. Yeah, let's go with this one here. So that is going to give us a load of spaces, doesn't actually say. Let's just pop that in there. Make sure it's not clipping over anything. This building on the corner here might end up moving, although it is quite nice. But as you come over the bridge, and it actually hides most of the parking lots. You can maybe get a little hint that there is parking available, so we won't complain at that. And that is giving us, let's have a look in here, 220 parking options. We are going to drop that down to $2, cents, pounds, whatever as well. So hopefully that will help in the area. And then maybe we could squeeze a little something in here somewhere. I'm just sort of looking around. This area here looks like maybe we could do something about this. We've got one of these, we've got two of these surface car parks here, and we really want to make the most of our space. So maybe we are going to delete that one at least. I like the look of this one, so we'll leave that one there. And again, I'm thinking about using one of these small parking buildings because they're fantastic. But instead of having it come off of what is ostensibly a main road here, I'm going to grab in here maybe just a small alley. Let's not upgrade that. Let's just pop that through there. There we go. And then we can turn that around and have it coming off this side. Oh, that was an autosave. Let's have a quick sip of tea. There we go. We'll place that one there. I think that'll be good. We're going to drop that one down to a couple of simoleons as well. I think that is definitely going to start helping this area. So we can come back and check a little bit later. I don't really want to delete any of the buildings if I can help it. I think that is the best way. Yeah, we can do that. And looking at the next one on the list here, 16 failed parking. I think that is just down in here somewhere. Yes, it is. We don't actually have... Well, we've got roadside parking, but we don't have extra parking. Again, I'm thinking maybe we could do something. Oh, that was quite close. Maybe we could do something around here. I'd like to see if we can add a wider road with some parking on, but we could maybe anarchy it in and then mess around with it. Let's just close this down and see what we can do. I'm just going to pause the game while we do this one. So if we pick one of these 2-lane angled parking, if we try and upgrade that, we can see it's too wide. But I'm going to anarchy it in onto this side, like so. Yeah, there we go. And then I think we can remove that parking, but I'm wondering actually whether that is giving us any more parking than we actually had there already. If we remove this side, we can remove the side by going into here and turning off, no, not crosswalks, put in a wide path on that side so it doesn't quite overlap and doesn't look so bad. But I'll be honest with you, now that I've done that, I would say we've got even less parking than if we just left it as the normal road, although I prefer the look of that one. But that's not really going to help. I'm going to leave that like that just because of the look of it. Yeah, we need to do something else in this area. Yeah, there's not much space. I do actually have a mod, domes parking, and we'll get options like this. A 2x1 above ground, but it gives you 200 spaces underground. So this can be sort of snuck in, to be honest, anywhere off of any road. I mean, even the side here, although that's right on a corner, well, that will give us so much more parking. Already people are coming over here. We could actually pop it next to that path there. It's probably going to remove that parking space. Let's just zoom in here. But people can now drive through there and park. We've got a path on the side, which is okay. We could, maybe with the Move It mod, please don't crash my game, please don't crash my game, move that over a little bit. I don't think I want to move the path. That's fine with a couple of bushes on there. Yeah, and then we're going to definitely get more parking in here. Parked vehicles 100. Well, that should have been... Oh, we can upgrade it. What is that going to do? Oh, it adds like a second entrance or something. It doesn't actually say exit. Oh, okay. So is that like an entrance and an exit? Oh, could I pop that over here? Now, that is interesting. I didn't realize it did that. Is that up to 200? There we go. And we can add more of these. Oh, okay. Very good. Not sure whether that counts as a... It does say park and exit, but they're driving in as well. Okay, well, we'll get the idea how that works. That has added 200 spaces into this area, plus the 220 we've got there. So hopefully that has helped. So the interesting thing with this mod is if you unload your game, go away and come back, it needs to run all again. So I've actually left this running for an hour while I had a bite to eat, just to see what would come up on here. And this has been slowly rising. Still, Autumn Meadows is a problem. Some of the problem areas that popped up before we have a look at the ones that are on here was this area over here, this area in here, all up and down this sort of corridor here where we've got a couple of bus stops. So we'll take a look at those as well. But I'm interested to see where these small parking lots, yeah, there we go. That's one of the areas I was talking about. Modest parking lot, again, in this area here. I think a lot of these small parking lots are going to be switched out. Then we've got a lot of road parking. Yeah, that's one of the ones down there. 2-lane road. That's back over here again, which is interesting. Isn't that right by where we put the parking? Hang on, where am I? Get my bearings. Oh, that was over there. No, wasn't it? Yeah, so that's the first, that's a new one for there. Which one was that one? Was that one? Yeah, we got that one. This one here. So back over in this area again. And then this road, I think that's this one down here. Oh, that's all the way back up here again. Okay. Dome underground parking. Where's that one? Back over here again. Yeah, so we can sort of, we're getting a bit of a pattern here. And as soon as we get down into, so that was that one, automated parking. That's the big one here. So that one's filled as well. Is there any upgrades on that? No upgrades on that. We've got that one open already. I mean, I feel like I can be charging more for parking. Yeah, that's in this area as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do, let's have a look at this one first. That's over here. Is I think I'm going to do a little time lapse. I'm going to go through this area here and upgrade to any small little parking lots that we've got around like this. We're going to try and find some spaces like that for some larger ones and just blanket the place. I'm going to leave that running, but we can close that and it will still keep running in the background. So that's good. And let's see what we can come up with. Oh, I think the picker mod's working again. Oh, excellent. That's what I like to see. Well, that was a lot of parking upgrades in this area, and I think that's worked out really well. I do particularly like these ones here. This, what's this one called? The multi-level parking building. It says it there on the screen, of course. I think when you've got some high-rise buildings, they do just sort of fit in like they're part of all the buildings there. I've added some right in the middle, and I suddenly realised we could upgrade them halfway through that. So each of these has got 300 spaces. That's 3, 6, 9. That's 900. Then we added these two here. They're 200 each, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1300. Added this down here, which has got like 40 something, 42. Yeah, so not so many on that. And then we've added these big parking roads outside. These are from the Road Builder mod. They will get used as time goes by, like these are. But yeah, so over 1,000 extra parking spaces in this area, and already you can see that the Autumn Meadows now is, let's have a look, where's that one? So now we're over this side, which is fine. So I think all the little additions that we had, yeah, made a big difference. Now it's all, we're getting down to the 1s and the 2s. Yeah, these are all canopy covered ones. This is going to be a road somewhere. That's my phone buzzing, so don't bother checking yours. There we go. And in the middle here, we probably could add a little bit extra in here. Let's just see what we can do. Okay, that's been well used on both sides. Not the biggest parking lot ever, but I didn't want to remove that road because that is it comes off the main road here and goes through the city. We've got the bus lanes that go on there as well. So I wanted to keep that on there for access, but that is going okay. These over here are now being used. If we hover over 1%, we actually had 50 people in there. There we go, 52, and that one 46 and 42. Yeah, so people are using those, which is good. The one spot that keeps giving me problems is over here, this road. So even though we've got this massive big parking lot down there, it's just not enough for this area. Now, if we zoom all the way into here, where we added this underground parking lot with 200 spaces, we had the exit out the back over here, but I've added a second one in below it because it doesn't take up any room. It's just sort of all, I don't know what they do when the cars go in there. Someone's got a big car squisher and they just all get squished up, but by the magic of Cities Skylines, we've got now another 200 spaces with an exit over there as well. Yeah, I'm going to leave that crossing there. That's fine. So I need to do something with this area here to add in some more parking. And I don't want to rip out this road, but we might end up removing a little block of houses or something, because I think these are all mixed housing. Yeah, so we've got like 144 households in there, 140. So it's a super, super busy stretch of road down here. Oh, then of course, just across the road, we've got this low rent housing as well. 128 households, 128, all filled up, 300 odd residents in each, 324, a load of pets. Although I'm not sure that actually has access to this area. No, it doesn't. That only has access over here. And to be honest, none of these are complaining about parking. It might be being low rent. They don't necessarily have access to a car, or it might be they don't need to use the car as much. They've got access to everything they need nearby. Okay, so let's just have a look and see what sort of car park options we can put along here. Something I was trying to do was sort of mash one of these underneath a building. Let me just place it down there. I've got Anarchy on. So you can have the parking going underneath, but you can have the parking on top as well. It does remove the parking spaces from here, which is fine. Oh, am I going to be, yeah, moving the right thing? I just don't like the way it looks in the end. Even if you clipped it there, you're going to have cars parking in the building. So, yeah, unfortunately, boink, that is not going to work. I think what we're going to do is remove a building right on the end over here. What sort of size would we need, again, for one of these multi-level parking buildings? Oh, man, they just take up the whole flipping stretch, and they're too wide for the space that we've got here. Oh, darn it. Okay. Well, maybe then on the end, I mean, the thing is, we have one of these, it's like 42 spaces, and even that's too wide for the street we've got here. It'd have to come off this side. Do you know what? I don't think we're going to solve this parking option around here unless we do a complete rebuild of something. What is this? An extension wing for the small high school, which is rammed. I didn't want to make this any bigger. You might have seen in the time lapse, because if you do that, if we come out this way, yeah, instead of it being sort of hidden behind that building, it sticks up too high. So I don't want to do that. Wow, this is turning into a little bit of a puzzle. Yeah, I think what we might do is just use some of these 2x1 underground parking at the back of some of these buildings. We can, if we turn off snapping, trying to sort of find, I mean, I'm going to have to place it down and have a look and see what it looks like where they are. Whoops. Yeah, and whether we, I mean, that, it sort of lifts up weirdly, doesn't it? That's probably the height difference here. If I grab that and do Control H to here, why does that look so weird? But anyway, yeah, snapping a few of those into any sort of little spots that we get. There's a path through there. Definitely could add one in here. Each of these is another 200 spaces, and that looks like it would be underground parking for these buildings. So I think actually this will work out really well. Oh, can I squeeze 3 in here? Is that going to be too much? And we know this is going to get super busy because people are going to want to come and park in these, but I don't think that's too bad, to be honest. This building just looks weird, doesn't it? Let's see if we can flatten that out. Yeah, there we go. We'll go with that. Yep, hopefully that will help in the area and the traffic doesn't get too bad. And I want to just remove, there's no trees on there. Actually, this tree here, I bet, oh man, this is, every time I use move it now, it's like, am I going to break the game? Is everything going to be okay? No, okay. I was hoping if I move that, it would shift the tree. There we go. Just enough that it's not right in the middle there. That's good, so I don't have to adjust the whole road. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's see how well used these end up being. And here they go in already. Excellent. That is just what we want to see. You fade through the floor. We won't talk about that. Yep, these are in use. Yeah, they sort of fade in and disappear anyway. It's all part of the charm. I get the impression that as they're coming in, this is the nearest first because they're going up this side and down there. So until that one's filled up, they're not going to start filling up these ones. So, yeah, that makes sense. Although here, oh, actually, tell a lie. Maybe they're coming in this way and going, oh, that's the nearest. So by the time they've driven all the way around, this is where they want to come in. Maybe that makes a little bit more sense. And then we're going to have a huge amount of traffic. Oh, it's so noisy. Oh, there we go. The traffic's gone down already on the main road. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, that's fine. This is all going down now, which is good. So then what you want to do is, after you've got everybody parking in here, is really sort of watch where they're going. I mean, if they're happy to walk, I'm assuming that they're all just walking around the corner here and going to all the shops that we've got. A lot of them are crossing over and carrying on down this way because then you can always help. Oh, they're cutting through up here. There's some more parking. There's parking everywhere. So they're just coming through to the shops in different ways, or maybe some of them live in the high rises. Yeah, excellent. And then you can always add some more mass transit if you think you need it as well to help everybody get around. I just think those are absolutely fantastic car parks. So let's have a look at the figures on the mod over here. And we've got this down really low. Now Broad Springs is top of the list instead. Oh, fantastic. Automeadows has dropped all the way down here to 7. That is absolutely brilliant. So a whole other area. I mean, if it's below 10 in total for a reasonably sized area, I'm happy with that. And it's all single figures. So that is really, really good. I'm really pleased with that. So I hope you enjoyed today's look a little bit more at the game mechanics, checking out a new mod as well. I always enjoy doing that. And if you want to play with that yourself, there'll be a link in the description below. If you've enjoyed, a like is always very much appreciated. Then check out another video on the screen and we'll be back soon with some more Kettlewick. Oh, very excited, loving that city. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.